All right, let's get right into it. We're about to explore a system that's been called the original science of self-improvement, something that has influenced millions of people. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. And it's less about self-help and more like finding the actual operating manual for your own brain.
But let me ask you something first. Have you ever tried to make a big change in your life? Start a new business, learn an instrument, get in shape, and it just feels like you're driving with the emergency brake on? You push and you push with all your willpower, but something invisible just keeps pulling you right back to where you started.
Well, believe it or not, the clue to solving that exact puzzle came from a very unexpected place, a plastic surgeon's office. Back in the 1950s, a doctor named Maxwell Maltz started noticing something really strange, and it had nothing to do with surgery and absolutely everything to do with what was going on in our minds.
So picture this. Dr. Maltz is doing these incredible, life-changing surgeries. He's removing scars, changing people's features, but he was completely baffled. While some of his patients were totally transformed, inside and out, so many others, even with their new faces, felt exactly the same. They still had the same insecurities, the same unhappiness. The change on the outside just wasn't reaching the person on the inside. So what was going on?
As he put it himself, his patients went right on wearing the same old personality. And he had this huge realization that the scalpel had its limits. The real scars, the ones that were truly holding people back, they weren't on their skin at all. And that realization sent him on this whole new journey, away from the operating table and deep into the inner workings of the human mind.
And what he found was, it was absolutely revolutionary. He called it the most important psychological discovery of his time, this hidden control system that basically dictates the absolute boundaries of our lives.
He called it the self-image. And look, this isn't just about thinking positive. It's way deeper than that. It's this unconscious blueprint of who we believe we are. It's built from every single experience, every success, every failure, every judgment we've ever absorbed. It's really the story we tell ourselves about ourselves.
Now, the absolute best way to get this is to think of your self-image like a thermostat, right? If you set your thermostat to 72 degrees, it's going to work automatically to keep the room at that temperature. Well, if your internal self-image is set to, say, I'm a $50,000 a year person, or I'm just not good at public speaking, your subconscious mind will work just as automatically to keep your reality right there at that setting.
And this is the critical reason why willpower by itself so often fails. Using willpower to try and outperform your self-image is like trying to manually hold the temperature in that room at 80 degrees when the thermostat is locked at 72. It's exhausting. It's a constant fight, and the second you stop consciously pushing, the system just takes right back over and pulls everything back to its default. See, willpower fights the system. The self-image is the system.
But here is the single most important, most empowering idea in all of Psycho-Cybernetics. That thermostat setting, it's not fixed for life. You are not stuck with the self-image you have right now. You can actually change it. And once you do, achieving your goal stops being this uphill battle and it starts becoming automatic.
Okay, so that brings us to the how. If our self-image sets the target, how does our brain actually work to hit it? Well, Dr. Maltz found that we all have this incredible built-in guidance system that works 24/7 to make our external world match our internal blueprint. He actually got his inspiration from the science of cybernetics, which is basically the study of goal-striving systems. He saw that just like we're engineered to automatically pull our hand away from a hot stove, our entire nervous system is literally engineered to solve problems and achieve goals. We are built for success.
Now, the technical term for this is a servo mechanism. I know, it sounds super complex, but the idea is actually really simple. Just think of a heat-seeking torpedo. It doesn't fly in a perfectly straight line, does it? No, it locks onto a target, and then it uses constant feedback about its errors, how far off course it is, to constantly adjust its path until it hits the target.
Your brain works in the exact same way. First, your self-image gives it a target. Then, your brain's servo mechanism kicks into gear. But the crucial part, the part most of us get wrong, is step 3. It uses mistakes and failures not as reasons to quit, but as negative feedback to automatically correct its course. Errors aren't just part of a process, they are essential to it.
But, and this is a huge but, there's a critical catch here. This whole mechanism is completely impersonal. It really doesn't care if the goal you feed it is good or bad. If you give it a clear, positive target, it functions as a success mechanism.
But if you feed it negative goals, like constantly worrying about failure or picturing the worst-case scenario, that same exact powerful system becomes a failure mechanism, and it works just as efficiently to bring about the very things you're afraid of. So if the key is to give our internal guidance system a much better target, how in the world do we actually do that? Well, the answer lies in harnessing the most powerful tool that we all have, our imagination. The key to this entire thing is based on a staggering neurological fact. Your nervous system literally cannot tell the difference between an actual, real experience and an experience that you vividly imagine. Think about that. When you mentally rehearse an action, you are creating new neural pathways, new memories of success, without ever even leaving your chair. And this isn't just some theory. It's what world-class performers do all the time. The golf legend Jack Nicklaus didn't just hope the ball would go in the hole. He created a sharp, detailed mental movie of the perfect shot before he ever even swung the club. He was giving his success mechanism a crystal-clear target. And you can do this too. Maltz called it practicing in the theater of your mind. The key is detail. Don't just think about succeeding, experience it. What does it look like? What sounds do you hear? And most importantly, what does it feel like to have already achieved it? When you replay this mental movie over and over, you create a synthetic memory that your servo mechanism can then use as a guide to make it happen automatically. So let's just pull all of this together. Psycho-Cybernetics isn't about adding some new skill or quality to yourself. It's about removing the interference. It's about unlocking the incredible goal-achieving mechanism that you were born with.
And this leads us to the fundamental message of Psycho-Cybernetics, which is a really profound shift in perspective. You are not fundamentally flawed or broken and in need of fixing. You are literally, neurologically engineered for success. Your job isn't to create success from scratch. It's simply to define the target and then let your built-in success mechanism do what it was designed to do.
And Dr. Maltz wanted to make it absolutely clear that this isn't some complicated technique that's only reserved for elite athletes or geniuses. The same mental processes you use to remember something from the past, or worry about the future, or do a simple task like tying your shoe, those are the exact same processes you use to change your self-image and achieve your goal.
Which brings us right here to the final question. You have this incredible guidance system inside you, just waiting for instructions. It's always running, whether you're paying attention to it or not. The only real question is, what target are you going to give it? What detailed, vivid picture of success will you start playing in the theater of your mind starting today?